So hello everyone. Now we are going to start one more category, that is the database. In our previous video, we discussed about networking category, where we discuss about VPC, virtual private cloud, we discuss about subnet, then firewall and security group. So now we have to start with database. So cloud database is a database service built and accessed through cloud platform. It provides a scalability, high availability, backup, and security without the need of physical infrastructure. Simple, naturally. In case of cloud, we don't need any physical infrastructure. So that is a cloud database service through a cloud platform. Same physics, same properties, same characteristics you can say: scalability, high availability, backup, and security. It comes with all the categories. Either we are discussing about EC2, either we are discussing about storage part, or with the help of networking. One thing, keep it in mind: if someone says we don't have any, we are on the server level, then why we require database services to know? As a cloud administrator, you just have to provide him a database administrator a server with this feature. Remain managing this server is a responsibility of database administrator, not a cloud administrator or infrastructure administrator. If I am saying that I will configure SQL server there, it does not mean that I have the knowledge of SQL. My responsibility is to give you a SQL instance here, an instance ready with the SQL database server or Oracle database server or whatever he wants. Now after this, I hand over the credential to the administrator. He will be responsible to manage it. A single person cannot be the master of cloud infrastructure as well as the database administrator. So we will provide him a service. He will manage everything. So two primary type of database. One is the relational database, RDBMS. Structured database based on table with row and column. It is a totally structured database on the table with row and column. What can be the use? Best for transactional system like financial, inventory, and CRM, customer relationship management. What are the characteristics? Schema based structure. You need to understand what is schema. Schema, let's see here, means a fixed structure. Let me design it. A fixed structure having a fixed schema means fixed schema like this. In this case, like here is a name, address, whatever. Okay, designation, contact number, everything is here. And all the entries we are doing here have a fixed structure. Nothing is optional here. We have to complete all these fields. We have to complete all these fields. We cannot skip. Like when we fill up some form, online form or some other offline form, some are the compulsory, you have to fill it. And some are optional components here. Either you fill it or you can leave it blank. But in case of RDBMS, it's must to fill up all the fields here. You cannot skip any one of them. Either value can be not applicable, but you cannot leave it blank. So main thing is the schema based structure. That is the RDBMS. Second characteristic, supports SQL. In RDBMS, Relational Database Management, structured query language. ACID compliance. ACID means atomicity, consistency, should be consistent, should be isolated and durability. That is the RDBMS. Right now I'm talking about database. We are not going to go in depth of that theory, just introductory part I'm giving to you. I can say I'm also not the master of database management, or either SQL or Oracle, whatever, but just basic understanding we should have as a cloud provider or cloud administrator. So no need to go into the depth of SQL or any other Oracle database. So that I'm discussing here. Okay. One is a relational database. For example, now it's a comparison. In Amazon RDA Relational Database Manager, it's a MySQL, PostgreSQL, SQL Server, and Oracle that is supported by the Amazon for database management server. In Azure, only SQL database. And in Google, also Cloud SQL. Everyone, I hope, sometime listen in your ID line, SQL Server, SQL Server, SQL Server. So that is basically relational database management system. Keep in mind, like PostgreSQL, SQL Server, these MySQL, and many more comes under the Amazon. Azure give it the name SQL database only. And in cloud, it's the Cloud SQL. Google Cloud is the Cloud SQL. So these are the example of RDBMS. Second one is the non-SQL database. NoSQL database. Non-relational database designed for scalability, flexibility, and speed. Yeah, what speed come here? Comparatively, RDBMS, because RDBMS is little slow. You have to go step by step. And little slow also. For faster processing, we prefer to have NoSQL database. Non-relational database designed for scalability, flexibility, and speed. What is the use? Ideal for unstructured or semi-structured data, like IoT, social media, analytics, any type of analysis. These all come under non-SQL database. Can be different types, like document storage. Whatever we reading on Wikipedia and all that documentation. On Azure level, it's a MongoDB. Key value store, that is a Redis and DynamoDB. For wide column store is a Cassandra. For graphic database, it is a Neo4j. If you sometime heard about the MongoDB, what is this? It's a non-SQL database. DynamoDB is a non-SQL database. Cassandra, non-SQL database. Neo4j is the NoSQL database. Hope clear? No need to go worry about SQL database management system. Just for the introduction purpose, I am explaining you all. If anybody says I want a RDBMS, relational database, then you can prefer him. In case of Amazon, okay, we can go with the MySQL. Now depend on that administrator with which he is comfortable. He know about the MySQL, he know about the PostgreSQL or SQL Server, or he is the master of Oracle database management. He says, okay, I need a Oracle database server. Okay, now if we are working on the Amazon. So that is the two types, relational database and non-relational database, no SQL database. If somebody is saying non-relational means no SQL. If anybody is saying relational database manager means I'm talking about SQL, structured query language. Characteristics, schemaless. Not mandatory that you fill all the field here. If you leave any of the field blank, no issue. No issue. If you don't fill this one, you fill this one, you fill this one, leave it empty, fill it like address. Very poor writing. Contact address, whatever other. Here you can leave it blank, leave it blank. I will fill it, I will fill it, I will leave it blank. So it's not fixed schema. It's not fixed schema there. Whatever column you want to fill, like there are some fields when you fill up a form, optional. Either you fill it or not, does not matter. You can leave that blank. But some are mandatory that you must have to fill that. Horizontally scalable. Horizontally scalable. Perhaps I've discussed that. Okay, you fill up this form. Initially it was it. A new customer comes or new person comes, he gives some more option here. He adds his mobile number here. So here comes, it will come like this. It somebody adds some more information, so it can be added here. Horizontally scalable. Optimized for big data and real-time edge. Example is DynamoDB, Cosmos DB, or for the Google it's a Firestore or Bigtable. In case of Amazon, it's the DynamoDB. For Azure, it's a Cosmos DB, and for the Google, it's a Firestore or Bigtable. Okay. So two types of database: NoSQL or SQL, or relational or non-relational. Now depend on you what word you want to use. So these are the features. SQL or RDBMS, non-SQL is a non-relational. Feature RDBMS, no SQL. Data model, table, row, column only. RDBMS can be in the tabular or column form. But no SQL can be a document, can be a other key value. Schema is fixed with the RDBMS. But with the SQL, either it can be dynamic or you can say the schema. Dynamic means keep changing. It's not a fixed schema that these are the 5 columns that you must have to fill. And only this you have to fill. You cannot go beyond this. But in non-SQL, you can fill up the form according to your requirement. You can fill up or whatever data you want to put, you can do that. Query language is SQL. And in non-SQL varies either Mongo query or other one. Scalability vertical. And here the scalability is horizontal. I have told you vertical means first I discuss horizontal that I have already explained you. Like this. So in case of RDBMS, you cannot extend it more. Only you can add more entries here. Sorry, you can add more here, but cannot more here. You cannot do that in case of RDBMS. In case of SQL, you cannot do like this, but horizontally you can do that, like this and like that. So last one, for RDBMS is best for transactional, like in a bank, daily hundred of thousand millions, I don't know how much queries coming. You go to ATM, how many people using the ATM, how many people doing the online transactions and all that happening. That is always the RDBMS, the backend server. And a data structured data. NoSQL is always a very big data for real time and flexibility. Flexibility means to add more columns, whatever the information you want to give me the additional information you want to add there, you can do that. So clear? Benefits of cloud database. What are the benefits? Otherwise, benefit is same. Like other resources we are using in the cloud. We are using servers, we are using storage. So whatever the benefits we are getting there, we are getting the same benefit for the database server. Managed services, automated backup, patching, scaling, everything is taken care by the provider. High availability, multi-zone replication. If you are creating your account in one zone, so for the backup purpose, provider automatically replicate data to another zone also. In case this server gets failure, still your data is available. Still the data is available. So multi-zone means in different zones, in different data centers, multiple data center replication. If any one of the server gets failure, still your data is safe. Security, encryption, I have told you, I have explained to you a little bit, and firewall also have explained to you. Elastic scaling, increase and decrease the resources as needed. If there are more queries coming and existing infrastructure, the cloud feels that you need more infrastructure, it can increase. When less queries coming, it can decrease. That is auto scaling. Auto scaling feature is available very much with all the services, especially with the VMs like EC2 or virtual machine in Azure or cloud instance there in Google. Auto scaling is always available. Automatically keep increasing or decreasing the resources as per need. Last one, same pay per use. As much as you're using that, you have to pay for that. Cost effective or small to enterprise. Got it? So the database in cloud, relational database. We have already all discussed just the visualization, table with row and column, structured query language, and schema based. Amazon RDS and can be many other SQL database, and it's Google Cloud is the example of that. NoSQL, flexible schema. Here is a fixed schema. Here is the flexible schema. Various data models and horizontal scaling. It is a vertical scaling. It is the horizontal scaling. You can do here. Example is NoSQL, object NoSQL, Amazon DynamoDB, Azure Cosmos DB, and Google Big Data. So this is a picturization. So what we have discussed in the database, type of database, cloud data overview, then type of database, relational database, non-relational database, example we have discussed, Okay, then RDBMS and NoSQL comparison schema, comparison, benefits, and all that we have discussed about the database. So this is all about the database. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.